Hey friends, it is May the 3rd, Wednesday. We're going to be doing some harvesting today of garlic and onions. And I'm going to show you how to tell when it's time to harvest your garlic and your onions. We are going to be harvesting our onions a little bit early, maybe a week early. We are going to be getting, for the next 5, 6, maybe even 7 days, rain. And I want to get them out of the ground before that happens. I don't want them to get mushy and soggy and rot. And you'll see how beautiful the onions are. But let's get down here. Let's talk about garlic. All right, guys, I just kind of want to show you the garlic. A couple of telltales to tell that your garlic is ready. You'll see that some of these leaves will start to get droopy and they will brown on the tips. They'll get dry, they'll brown on the tips. And let me bring you a little closer in and I'm going to show you a couple other little details as well. Okay guys, so if you go down here to the base, do you see these brown leaves? So here is the first one. That's the first one. There's the second, there's the third. Now this is the fourth one, okay? This one is starting to dry at the tip and yellow. You want to harvest before this fourth one dries because you're going to lose your paper coating. So, and it's starting to, so I can go ahead and dig around right here and you can see that bulb looks nice. It has that paper. And I'm going to show you one that I saw earlier that we let it go a little too long, but it's still usable. But I'm going to go ahead so I don't break anything, and I'm going to loosen up the soil around, and then we'll pull this up. I don't want to break the stalk. The roots are really deep, guys. It's a good thing. Now, this is our hard neck garlic. I'm going to show you too as well our elephant garlic. But as you can see, look how nice that looks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut these off and I'll throw these in the compost. This is good nutrients. And then I'm going to take them over to the curing rack and I'm going to show you how we cure them. But let's go ahead and show you another one. So here's another one here. This one actually left it in the ground a little too long. Guys, it's not, you could still eat it. It's not going to be a waste. It just lost that outer paper. See how the bulbs, the cloves are exposed and showing? Not a big deal. I'll clean this up and I'll bring this into the house and we'll use it right away. But we're going to go through the rest of this and we're going to go ahead and just continue to harvest. I got to tell you guys, we've had a great spring so far. The weather has been beautiful, cool. Today it's around 79, 80 degrees. That's not too bad. But we planted this garlic all around the garden in different areas. We rotate the onions as well too. We have one bed. We actually grew a lot less onions this year than we did last year. We rotate. That's a good looking one too. But I'm really happy about the onions this year, and I'm going to show you here in a little bit when I get done harvesting these. But now, in between all of these, as you can see, we've planted a bunch of herbs. This is kind of our perennial herb bed. You know, normally every year we really don't have luck with garlic. It just doesn't get very large. This year we tried a new kind of technique. And I think I saw this on somebody else's, I think Hollis and Nancy, their homestead. We plant typically the end of November and into December, but we got our garlic in October. Then I put it in the fridge. A little bit of research about how garlic grows better up north because they have the colder climates. We don't have that here. I mean, December it could be 70 degrees, so I went ahead and put the garlic in the fridge for about a month just to kind of simulate that. And I think it's actually a lot better this year than previous years. So let me show you some of these that we've harvested here. Some of them are small, but these are really nice. Whoops. I'm really happy with that. So I think we're going to continue that method. We also have garlic in this area over here, guys, between the tomato plants. Cool thing about this is, now that this is harvested, we could put another crop in here. We could do bush beans, we could do more squash. Rochelle and I are talking, and we're wanting to do a lot more beans this year, so we can go ahead and can and have shelf-stable beans. So, you know, guys, it's not, you know, that went probably a little bit too long. And it happens, and I think I just stood in fire ants. Ouch. But it's still usable. We'll cure it. We're going to put it on the curing rack, and I'm going to show you how we do that. So this is just our soft neck, our hard neck garlic. I'm sorry, we got a couple of dozen. I'm really happy about that. We're going to take these over to the curing rack. Now, guys, I'll go ahead and post a video of how we planted these. And I'll also put a link too of how we harvested last year. So let's take these over to the drying curing rack and we'll get them going. All right, guys, we've got our storage rack here, our curing rack. We're gonna let these cure for about 2 weeks. We are gonna get rain, so I'm probably gonna put a tarp around it. But we're just gonna lay them in here. At one point here in a couple weeks, when we go ahead to clean them, we're gonna cut these roots off. I'll compost the roots and I'll show you how we store them. Last year, now with the garlic, we're going to go ahead and store these in the nylon bags that will hang in the mudroom. Now, last year we stored the onions in the bags and they didn't last as long. I noticed that they were touching each other a little too much. There wasn't as much circulation. So we're going to braid them with 550 cord, parachute cord, and I'll show you how we do that. That way they'll get more air and circulation. Now, we have started harvesting some of the onions. The ones that were toppling over, folding over, but these are actually some of the smaller ones. Again, these are going to cure until they're all the way dry, and then we'll cut them right about here, and this is the part that we're going to use to braid. So the reason why I'm going to go ahead and harvest the onions today, they could stay in the ground maybe a week. We're going to be getting rain, guys. Yes! The forecast is like two weeks out. There's a chance of rain, probably 5 to 7 days, but you know how the forecast is. It changes all the time, but we're going to get rain at least for a week. So I don't want these to be sitting in the ground and rotting. Let me go ahead and bring you in closer and show you how I'm putting these in here real quick. All right, guys, so we're staggering these in here. Just like this, so they can breathe and dry and cure. And guys, these will last in our mudroom sometimes all the way up until October. If you've got good circulation. And it's so easy. I really would encourage all of y'all to try and grow something. You know, even if you have a little raised bed, plant some garlic, give it a try. All right, now the elephant garlic. All right, guys, here is our elephant garlic. It's the first year I've ever done elephant garlic, so I'm really excited to see what happens. So I'm gonna bring you guys down in here close and we'll harvest and we'll take a look. All right, guys, we're gonna dig around. So far, so good. Wow. These are beautiful. Look how big those are. I wanna make sure to leave that paper on. I gotta be careful. Nice. I can't remember the name of these little tiny pieces of garlic. If somebody could tell me what that is, they are usable. I just can't remember the name. It's just these little pieces that form down by the root. Oops, but I want to keep those for sure. I'm really happy about this. Wow. Hard to get it out of the ground. Look at that. looks like it's starting to shoot out new garlic. I've never grown elephant garlic. I'm really happy with this. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want that paper, that skin to come off. So we're gonna keep harvesting, guys, and then we'll show you what we got. Guys, I am very happy. This is amazing. I am gonna grow elephant garlic every year. They're beautiful. And I think these are just the little shoots. They don't have skins on them. I'm gonna wash them up and you can just chop them and throw them in pasta. I don't know the technical name for that, but I am very happy about this. So we harvested the hardneck, and then we harvested the elephant garlic. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cure these in the curing rack, and I'll show you again how we're gonna lay these out. But elephant garlic, love it. Okay guys, so I've got this 40% shade cover on like we do every year. When it rains, I can just right now pull the plastic. I'm gonna fix this up with plexiglass or that, or I might just get a whole nother tarp. So we've got some of the onions, and then here's some of the garlic that we harvested early. But we're gonna go ahead and put the elephant garlic in here. We'll do that right now. The neat thing about this rack, guys, it was free. We went to a nursery, and they had taken these pallets and anyway to put it together so they could store plants on, and they were getting rid of a whole bunch of them. We picked up the phone and called and said, hey, do you have any of these left? And they're like, come and get it. And we found one that was in a decent shape. I need to, you know, get better screening and stuff for it, but I can fix it up. But hey, look, we have used this. This is the second year now, and it does a great job of curing and drying our onions and garlic. And see, right now, I'm just staggering everything. Let me get you closer so you can see. I just want to keep the bulbs staggered so they will breathe. We are supposed to be getting a bunch of rain, so I want to make sure that we get these out of the ground. I do not want them to rot. I can close down the back, the front. I'm not really worried about the sides, but that will keep the rain off of them. And usually I go a couple of weeks. We just want to make sure that the stem right here is dry, and I cut it right about up here. And I'll show you guys, we'll do a video of how we store them in our mud room. But very pleased, very happy about this. And next, we're going to be going and harvesting onions. Those are going to do just fine. I'm not worried about these. This part right here hanging out, it'll be fine. That plastic will come down right here when the rains come. But look guys, we've got a beautiful amount of onions. Probably about 4 dozen of the garlic, sorry. And as you can tell, the elephant garlic is a lot larger than the hardneck. But you know what, we're going to do both. And then we're going to go right now and get the rest of the onions. Just take a look at these beauties. Wow. Really happy. Texas Legends. I started them a little early this year, late November instead of mid-December. Look at that, as big as my hand. So we're going to continue harvesting these, and then we'll take them over to the curing rack. Wow, really happy. Just a lot of bone meal, guys, phosphorus. A lot of bone meal. Beauties, beauties. Some of them are small, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Look at that one. So to prepare this bed, what we did is we did put probably a whole bag of bone meal. And then we did some blood meal throughout the season. And I used some other natural fertilizers, organic. And you know guys, we had good weather this year. You know, it wasn't 109 degrees with no rain. We've been getting rain, we're getting more rain. I think in this bed, I'm gonna plant purple whole peas, black-eyed peas. Probably do like 2 rows of that. And that'll be enough for us. And then I'll probably dot some squash around, and maybe some of the other pepper plants and everything that we have. That we grew from seed. But I'm going to finish this up. Alright guys, so we actually planted less this year than we did last year. I think we did about anywhere between 80 and 100 Texas Legends this year. I think probably about 60, but this year they are much bigger and healthier. So we're going to go ahead and rack these, and then I'll show you guys around the garden, talk about what we're going to put in place of all these. Okay friends, check it out. We've got onions, garlic, and more Texas Legend onions, and we still have a few in the ground. I might just go ahead and leave them, and we'll see what happens to those. So these are, I can't remember what the type of onion was. I think it was a white onion. It's not Texas Legend. They're not doing as good, but guys, they're still vertical. As long as their shoots are still vertical, I'm gonna go ahead and keep them in the ground. If we get some rain, I'm sure they'll be fine. We've got our okra here. I will probably remove some of them that are leaning over. So here in this bed, guys, I do have some more peppers that I've had that I started with seeds. I'll probably throw those in. I don't know, I'll have to talk to Miss Rochelle and see what she's thinking about. I think where the onions were, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 rows or 3 rows of the purple hull peas, the black eyed peas. I ordered some seeds. A lot of other folks were doing those, and I kind of got inspired, and I said, you know, it's been so long since I've done peas. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. I'm gonna obviously clean it up. I'm gonna cultivate it. I'm gonna put some compost in there and some natural bone meal, blood meal, and natural fertilizers. The mystery plant, guys, is doing good. We've had some people guess, and yeah, it's a pumpkin. Let's see if I can find it. We had a couple on here. I think it's a pumpkin. We'll see in the weeks to come. Whew, upper 80s. It's okay, we're gonna get rain. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I've got one garlic that broke. I'm just gonna bring it in the house and wash it, and we'll use it. And then these, I'm gonna clean these little stubs or little tips up, and we'll use those. You can just chop them up, throw them in some pasta or something. But yeah, very happy with the results. I'm gonna go in, get cleaned up a little bit, and I'm gonna come back out, and Rochelle and I are gonna be watering. It's been hot the last couple of days, so we wanna make sure everything's good, especially all the seedlings that we started. Over here, we added some turnips, more carrots, and some more beets and baby bok choy. They're coming up, so I wanna keep the soil moist. Yeah, this has been fun. The experiment worked. We put these, since we don't really get a lot of cold weather in Texas, we put these in the fridge around October, just in the bag. Late November we planted, and I think we had better results because the plant, I think, needed that cold to kind of get it ready for season. You know, people that grow garlic up north, they grow some pretty good soft neck garlic too, but we really have never had a lot of success here in Texas. It could be just our knowledge, or it could be it doesn't grow well here. If those of you that live in Texas or in the South have any tips or tricks about growing garlic, or maybe even onions, please put in the comments down below. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Please share with your Facebook. We want to share gardening with everybody that we can. If you're growing grass, you should be growing plants that you can eat. Try your best to just put something in the ground. Put a seed. Get a pot, maybe grow some lettuce. Try to grow your own food, and it'll inspire you to do more. And guys, the price of food is going up like crazy. From the time years ago when I was a young chef to the time now, it's insane. You used to be able to get a whole brisket for 22 bucks. Now it's like 60, 80 bucks for a whole brisket. Not good. So have fun, grow some vegetables, and guys, until next time, we do appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one. God bless.